Alright, y'all, let's get into the video. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Let me know in the comment section if y'all want me to watch any more videos from Perkyy. She likes to indulge into, you know, the dark web type of knowledge, cult type of knowledge, just knowledge that most people don't normally have. That's basically what that means. Just let me know if y'all want me to watch more videos like this. At this point, I'm very, what kind of word can I use for? I guess, I'm very confused. I'm very confused on how we allowed them to do this. That's what I'm very confused on. I'm very confused on this. But, you know, like, I look back, and I look at the people around me, and then I start to realize what's going on. And it's like, it's no stopping, right? And the thing is, like, we got so many people who lost their power, right? They lost their power. I see people every day eating poisonous food, right? I see people every day using these dumbass devices, right? I see people every day driving the filthy cars. I see people not take care of themselves. We don't see any more Malcolm X's, any more Harriet Tubmans, any more Martin Luther Kings. People don't speak up no more. All right? So people lost their power. They lost their power. At this point, you can't even go off grid, right? You can't. Even when you think you off grid, like for example, let's say you buy an island. Have you ever heard of pirates? Have you ever heard of tourists? So eventually people gonna come to your island. You have no ownership of nothing. Freedom of speech isn't a thing anymore, because as soon as we start speaking up, they want to say that you're a conspiracy theorist, or that you're crazy, or that you don't know what you're talking about. So people lost their power. People lost their wisdom. People are scared of the system falling, so they empower the system. And the people have one foot in and one foot out. The people no longer follow God at all. People are binded to terms and conditions to where they don't talk about God at all. So the world and the reality is what it is because of the choices that the people made. Personally, I don't care. Personally, because it's not my life. But just like I tell my friends, or the people that I know, I wouldn't even call them friends really though, but the people that I know, I tell them like, you know, people gotta lay in the bed that they made, right? And we can't help these people. It don't matter how much we try to teach them, they don't listen. People are narcissists, people are egotistic, people think they know everything, but they know nothing. People are pawns to the game, they get fooled every single time, and they give away their power every single day. So at this point, it's no helping these people. It's almost to the point where We literally have to wait for the people to kill themselves. Literally. Because that's where they're headed. In GTA, right? So let's get into this video, man. Oh man. If y'all want me to watch more videos like this, we can watch it. If y'all want me to educate y'all on certain things, we can do that too. But I don't have to. I tried educating people, they don't listen. So at this point, I'm at the point now where I'm not educating people. I'm gonna let them kill themselves. Yes. Since that's the route they want to go. I've been telling people for years to stop eating the bullshit, that it's not food. And everybody keeps saying, I don't know what I'm talking about. But then those same people, they end up getting food poison. I've heard people, arteries clogged up, heart problems, right? Diabetes, all that other extra little stuff. People get sick. I haven't been sick in so long. The only time I get sick is when I be like, well, maybe moderation, or well, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. That's the only time I get sick. When you follow the people to the slaughterhouse, that's where you're going to end up, at the slaughterhouse. When you follow God, that's where you're going to end up, with God. You dig what I'm saying? On earth. So you can follow these people if you want to. But I guarantee it that if you look in the history of time over the billions of years, millions of years, or however count you can go back, you can see where the people ended up. Obviously, the information is there. But these people act like Cypher. So if y'all seen The Matrix, Cypher is a dude who understood that the food was fake, but he still ate it. Because he just loved the taste on his tongue. Even though he knew it did nothing for the body. So that's how these people act. They act like they can't hear the truth. They act like they can't see the truth. Right? Even though they know the truth. Bird brains. And that's why I'm saying now at this point, like I told y'all, we can't help these people. You can try. You can try as much as you want to. But at the end of the day, people are always going to make their own choices. And you just got to face facts. So y'all, go ahead and shed your tears now. For your loved ones, go ahead and shed the tears now. Because again, if you pay attention to things they do, you understand where they're going and where they're headed. And there ain't no stopping it. You can't stop it. We can't reverse the karma that they've done to themselves. We can't reverse it. That's their reality. So all you can do is love them while they're here and love them from a distance. Because as you hang around these people, you end up turning into these people. And if you hang around the wrong people, you know where you're going to end up. For example, I've told plenty of people I'm vegan, but people still offer me meat. Why would you offer me meat if I told you I'm vegan? Make it make sense. But people still try to test you. That's what they do. They try to test you and try to see if you're going to fold on your word. If you're going to fold on God. For real. That's how these people is. They devilish. Right? It's still principalities though. It's still what's in their head. right? What they think in this small ass peanut brain that they got, since they only use about 1 to 5% of their brain. They don't want to think. They Google search everything. They don't want to ask God for the information. They use Siri, Chat, GTP, and everything else just to find information instead of relying on the creator of the universe. You can't help these people. And that's just facts. They don't like facts. Where to look at, where the smokes, where the weed, where the food at. That's all they know. Where the party at. Super Bowl this weekend, who throwing a party? That's all they know. They're so distracted by bullshit. So again, like I told y'all, you can't help these people. I never ever watched a Super Bowl game in my life. Ever. I don't watch that shit. Because I understand it's a distraction. It takes you away from God. Literally. Only a strong mind can fight this system that's running. All right? Understand that, y'all. Everybody think just because we all look the same that we are the same. We're not the same. Not even close. Not even close. When I was born, I was on an incubator for 3 months. Some of y'all don't know what that is. That's a machine. All right? Because I was born with different type of properties from which I was born with. Some of y'all understand what I'm talking about. So we can't say we're all the same because we didn't experience the same thing. So if we're not all the same, why would you do what the next monkey do? If we're not all the same, why would you do what the next person does? It doesn't make any sense. I've learned over time that if everybody's doing it, it can't be right. It can't be. Depending on what it is. Because that's how the system works. Now let's get into this video, y'all. Like I said, if y'all want me to continue watching videos like this and break it down, I can. Let me know. I'm just gonna give y'all the truth. Because that's what I hold, the truth. I don't lie. Ever. I'm not trying to spare nobody's feelings. I don't care what you think about me. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't people please. I don't give a fuck what y'all think. I only care about what God thinks. That's it. I don't care who you are. You're not God. You dig what I'm saying?
A live demonstration of directed energy weapons. He says the Pentagon intends to buy tens to hundreds of these in the coming years. It's the first known viewing of a directed energy weapon demonstration by a sitting War Secretary. So what are they? Directed energy weapons fire concentrated energy at the speed of light, and for years, intelligence officials working abroad have reported brain injuries known as Havana syndrome. The condition could be linked to directed energy weapons. And earlier this week, we spoke to Emmy Award-winning investigative journalist Catherine Herridge, and she says the domestic threat is very real. Take a look.
But I think this idea that there are domestic attacks and that they haven't targeted civilians is just not correct. It's not borne out by the evidence. And again, the trend that I'm seeing is that the cadence of attacks inside the United States, I think, has escalated. My information is only anecdotal, but I do believe that the 4 years under the Biden administration where we said there's nothing to see here, there's no novel weapon, there's no foreign adversary, I think this was a tremendous disservice and emboldened those who are behind it.
I'm just still stuck on the fact that they called us conspiracy theorists about DEWs when this just got confirmed. Pentagon funds directed energy weapons, which means DEW. That's why my favorite quote is the difference between the truth and a conspiracy theory is that you give it 3 to 6 months because it always comes out.
The 49 million fake TikTok accounts that were all supporting Trump just came out as fake. Basically, the military raided this little server plane, and as you can see, it's all of the different phones hooked up to a massive network on this computer, and it's basically just pouring out Trump propaganda. Now, is Trump behind this? We don't really know. Whirlpool just dismantled a sim farm for hire platform that powered 49 million fake accounts used for global fraud. 49 million in one room? That is insane. 49 million fake bot accounts. I told y'all, half the people we interact with on an online daily basis aren't even real. The race bait, the witch hunts, the race wars unplugged. And internet theories alive and playing out IRL. This account's probably not even real. Brittany, like, this doesn't even look real. Like, this account's probably not even real as well. It's crazy, guys. But anyways, what do y'all think about? Scary part is most people don't even realize how much their opinions are being shaped by those fake accounts. Yeah, and I wonder if they're ever going to be able to crack down on this. Probably not. I think it's just going to get worse and worse.
I'm telling you, most of the time people are trolling on the internet. It's most likely not even a real person, probably dealing with a robot, dealing with a bot. The dead internet theory isn't no longer a theory. It's facts.
The dead internet theory hasn't been a theory for a long time now, especially with the adoption of AI. And to back up a portion of this, Cloudflare apparently has data that says bots outnumber people in web traffic. Apparently the CEO of Cloudflare had tweeted a prediction that by 2027 bots would outnumber humans, and then he tweeted another one recently saying, well, that was faster than I predicted, and then showed evidence based from the company. Cloudflare's data shows that a little over 57% of all web traffic is from bots. Now, it's important to also remember that web traffic is specifically when you visit a website, when you are on a web page. It's not the same thing as bots that are potentially in comments, bots that are potentially producing tweets or Facebook posts. It is specifically just traveling to and from web pages. And the way that works is when someone goes on ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, whatever, and it searches the web for your answer, it's going onto these websites to pull the answer. That's where that bot traffic is coming from. When you hear this, as well as 40% of Facebook posts are being generated by AI, over half of online articles are generated by AI, 44% of music uploaded to Deezer is AI. It makes a little more sense why so many companies are backing digital IDs and age verification systems, because they no longer can sell ad space based on the metrics they're receiving, because the metrics are more bots than humans. So when the government wants to instill digital IDs and age verification for surveillance purposes, and the companies go, hey, that would benefit us and make us money, because then we could start using ads again. Let's work together. I'm hijacking the end of this video to remind you that age verification systems, digital IDs, and anything that has to do with keeping children safe online is a scam. It is a surveillance and censorship tool for the government and a way for the tech companies to continue to make money off of you.
All we're looked at to them is profit. They're never going to do anything that's going to benefit us, that's going to protect us, it's going to watch over it. No. We are looked at as profit, as money to them. So anything that they push out, just know it's negative and it has some type of negative agenda behind it.
That's just like your YouTube videos. Are they not making profit off your videos, just like you're making profit? Right, right. So you're helping them make profit right now, huh? While you're making profit. Okay. Okay. So think about that. All the millions of YouTube channels that make profit, they're making profit off of y'all. And then y'all use the money to go buy shit and they make more profit off of that because they tax it. Then you got to turn around and pay the taxes for your year and they make more profit off of that. So are you not feeding the system, Perkyy? Yes or no? You just did a sponsor in the beginning of the video. I skipped it. Is this not you helping them make profit too? And you trying to get people to buy into trash ass food that God already told you not to eat? So you part of it too, huh? This bullshit. So you part of it too, huh? Everybody car getting pulled, y'all. Nobody safe. Like I told y'all, all I can do is give y'all the truth, because that's all I got inside me. You're doing a sponsor and you're eating bullshit. So you're helping them. But y'all don't want to hear that, huh? You're literally helping them. Let's continue the video though, y'all.
Next couple of videos.
All right, Apple and have not just partnered, they've actually been partners since 2011. I'm going to show you how. Now, I love the internet, but there's a lot of disinformation on the internet. One post goes viral, everyone takes that information and just regurgitates it. Nobody does their own due diligence and actually researches this stuff. And if they did, they would have seen that Apple and have been partnered since 2011, and a lot of the technology that's been in our phone, 3D scanning, the microchips, all that stuff has all been developed by. Now, I'm not saying that because I don't want to have this video taken down. My other video was taken down, so with these social media platforms, it's very important that we don't say because they're watching and they're tracking. Now, before I go, here's a couple articles to show you that Apple's been working with.
Now they are convinced that a human being is not just free on his own, but has to go out and earn money so that he can buy freedom. And now they have their purpose in life. Look at them. They're happy, you see? They want to work and to earn, but most importantly, to spend on all their sin. It gives them a high. Realizing how they can go out and buy justification for any kind. And we have a price for any kind of filth.
Television. Division. Tell lies.
I ain't seen him in a minute.
Through vision. Be careful what you listen to and what you see.
Yep.
Because you just may become it. Many people like to talk about AI and CGI.
Such a real photo.
But what you don't understand is they've been using special effects for a very, very long time.
Decade.
And what you see on that television is never the whole picture. In 2020, it was all about that virus. In 2021, it was about in 2022, it was about Ukraine. I don't know what 2023 was about. I must have missed that one. But guaranteed.
Oh, the artificial sun.
Project Bluebeam.
Yeah.
We're going to hear about aliens. 2025, I don't even know what that one's about.
Digital ID.
Be careful what you watch and what you listen to. Because remember, it's only tell, lie, vision. Oh my days.
We're getting rid of physical copies of games by 2028. I knew you guys were idiots, but I didn't think you were this stupid. We're just reacting to consumer trends. Most people are buying digital nowadays. It doesn't matter if most people buy digital. You're taking away that choice from the consumers with your only goal being to corner the market. Who told you that? No, we're not trying to do that. Digital is just easier. Just because it's easier, that doesn't make it better. With With physical games, you can collect them, trade them, sell them, give them to your friends, and most of all, you don't have to worry about something you paid for getting taken away because you don't actually own it. We would never do that. You literally just announced you're going to do exactly that with over 500 movies and not give anyone their money back. We were kind of hoping you wouldn't pay attention to that. Also, what does it matter to you? You're a PC gamer who exclusively buys digital. It matters for a couple of reasons. Number one, there's still competition on PC. I could buy a game from Steam, GOG, the Microsoft Store, Epic Games Launcher, or more, which keeps the prices in check. And number two, I have access to the raw data files, which makes it way harder for someone like you to just take it away. Well, PlayStation has a dedicated fan base that doesn't care about stupid things like being treated fairly. And you just told those fans they might as well get a PC. Because between the cost of a console, online access, and games that will undoubtedly become more expensive, they now cost the same. And on PC, at least they have options. But if they switch over, they'll lose their library of games. And according to you, they might lose it if they stay. I mean, it is incredible to watch you guys kill your own industry and then wonder why it's dying.
If Nixon actually picked up a phone in 1969 and spoke live to two men standing on the moon, what kind of device were those astronauts holding on the other end? Because, well, Wi-Fi didn't exist. Cell towers didn't exist. And the nearest Verizon store was 238,000 miles away. And here's what makes it even stranger. The same government that couldn't reliably connect a phone call from New York to Los Angeles in 1969 somehow patched through a crystal clear, zero-lag conversation to outer space, to two guys in bulky suits, on a rock with no atmosphere, no signal infrastructure, and no charging port in sight. But wait, if the moon has no air, no magnetic field, and sits in a vacuum of dead silence.
Man, somebody's comment said it was a test to see if the country would believe it, and they did. They was in the studio doing this.
We're here again. We're here again. I'm a licensed therapist of 22 years, and things in the U.S. couldn't possibly be worse. Let me give you an example, okay? So today I happened to be sitting in my own waiting room. I own a group practice, and there were probably 8 to 9 people sitting in the waiting room waiting for their appointments, and one person happened to start a conversation, which almost never happens in the waiting room. Most people just sit there kind of silently waiting for their clinician. But this person started off a conversation, and it sparked this whole thing about how depressed and anxious and broke everyone is. And that therapy, while great and helpful and wonderful, is barely scratching the surface. I could relate to everything that everybody was saying in my waiting room. Everything is bad, and I'm not exaggerating. This is not hyperbolic. Our healthcare, our taxes, our grocery prices, gas costs are unaffordable. We cannot afford to live in this country unless you're in the top percent. The average person in the U.S. cannot afford to exist. I'm not totally sure how we dig out of this hole. All I know...
You put God first, and everything else is added upon you. It's pretty much that simple. You put God first, and everything else is added upon you. Once the people truly put God first, that's when things will change. It's pretty simple.
Is that we sounded the alarm bells. We are here in spite of that. And it is awful. It's awful.
For the first time ever, those trendy steel cups everyone's obsessed with are now linked to lead poisoning. The worst offender, Stanley.
But it's not your drink you need to worry about. It's how it's made. Sealed into the base of every Stanley is a pellet of pure lead. Here's the trick. It's a cup inside a cup, and they suck all the air out of the gap between them. With no air, heat can't get through, so your drink stays cold for hours. But pulling that air out leaves a hole in the bottom, so they plug it shut with a bead of lead and cap it with steel so you'd never know. Then it loosens in the dishwasher, and hundreds of owners have found raw metal exposed on the base you and your kids grab all day, and it builds up in your body, slowly damaging the brain. Pura flagged Stanley, Yeti, and Thermos for sealing their cups with lead, while Hydro Flask and Owala scanned clean. Comment Pura to expose any product.
Google said if you don't want your music training in AI, don't upload it to YouTube. So for the umpteenth time, I have to say, YouTube sucks. This info came from Google being sued. Shocker. And in that lawsuit, they claim that any individual that uploads music directly to the platform per the terms of service is giving YouTube and Google a worldwide, non-exclusive, royalty-free, sub-licensable, and transferable license to use that content. For labels that have a contract with YouTube, it would vary label to label, and if their particular license would allow for this. But for indie artists, putting their music on the platform allows Google to use it however they see fit, and there's nothing you can do about it. Didn't you read the TOS? So let's say they use your song to make a derivative copy. YouTube's own atrocious copyright system, either on purpose or just because it sucks, can then strike your song because it contains copyrighted material. YouTube hasn't been about you for a while, and they constantly prove why we need other platforms, because they've clearly turned their backs on the people who made their platform relevant.
They were all saying that like YouTube was amazing, was fantastic, was everything before it was overtaken by Google. So I guess when Google came into the picture, that's when everything went left.
Nobody knew that they were putting livestock trackers in our food. This is an actual livestock tracker. Whoever put that in there is going to know your location. This is exactly what that is right here. It's literally an animal tracker, pretty much, that you can use for humans. Imagine how easy it is to hide one of these small little things inside anything. If you want to know more about this, it's going viral on Reddit right now, so you can check Reddit. But this is actually crazy that we are finding all of this crazy stuff in our food.
I can't even believe that I'm coming to you with another story of a young black child who drowned while in the custody of people. Jerry, who was described as a neighbor, took Angelique on a recreational boat ride at nighttime. They left from the Menke Marina, which is in Jerusalem, Ohio, along with a 36-year-old man named Jonathan Chia. They took this child out at 10:30 at night. Less than 15 minutes into this boat ride, Angelique went missing. Apparently, her and Jonathan both went into the water somehow. And Jerry, she swam to shore. She called a friend for a ride, and she never called 911 or notified the mother. After Angelique didn't return, her mother called 911. On July 2nd, Jonathan's body was found by a boat that was passing by. On July 5th, they recovered Angelique's body. And both deaths were just ruled an accidental drowning. When Jerry was arrested on July the 3rd, she was charged with a misdemeanor child endangerment. Although it was upgraded to a felony, she was released on a $50,000 bond. And she's pleading not guilty. She made it to shore safely. Never thought to call 911 about this baby.
Communist China cured diabetes, and America's insulin industry is not happy about it. And why would they? In America, the healthcare system is for profit. That's all they care about. It runs basically like any other company. The whole purpose is to make profit. That's why all over rural parts of America, the few clinics and hospitals that they had are closing down, and people are having to drive half an hour to an hour to get to nearby hospitals. It's a system that is not even for healthcare. They don't want to prevent you from getting sick and from getting unhealthy, because that means that they lose their clients. You're not patients in the U.S., your clients to hospitals and to big pharma. But in communist China, where the purpose of doing things is social good and not just profit, where areas that shouldn't be guided by the profit motive aren't, like medicine, you can have developments such as these. In the U.S., they make no sense, because these are things that'll undermine the profits of a very lucrative industry. That's why in the U.S., the whole purpose of medicine gets subdued. From Hippocrates, the person that we get the Hippocratic Oath from, we get the sense that the purpose of medicine is not just to treat the ill, but to create an atmosphere where illness itself is prevented. So in the essence of medicine is not just treating people once they're already like preventing them from getting ill. The whole purpose of medicine is to destroy the conditions that make medicine necessary in the first place. And medicine in the US, the healthcare system, which is really a sickness system because that's what they profit from, sickness, it's the complete opposite. Instead of abolishing itself, having medicine as something that has as its purpose, abolishing medicine itself, it just seeks to perpetuate it further and proliferate it because that's how they make profit.
Meta has released a new feature that allows anyone to use your images and reels on Instagram and Facebook to create any type of AI slop they want. So I'm here to tell you how to turn them off. Also, it should be mentioned that I did see this from someone else, but unfortunately I don't remember who. Otherwise, I would put their account here and I would tag them. So I'm sorry about that. Okay, so you're going to go to your Instagram profile, click the 3 lines at the top corner, scroll down until you see sharing and reuse, and then within that section there should be 3 switches to turn off, 2 regarding reels and 1 regarding images. Meta claims this Muse AI is meant to make AI generation more personal by allowing anyone to generate and reference public profiles. Like, it's not even set to close friends or anything, it's just anyone. All you have to do is tag someone in a prompt and it works. I just got done talking about how Cate Blanchett is trying to combat this exact problem by starting the foundational steps of creating the human consent registry, which states you do or do not want your image, likeness, and voice used in generative AI. This probably fits in my top 5 dumbest things I've seen in the past 10 years. And at the end of the day, this also is probably just a data farming method, or it's Zuckerberg prototyping some sort of system that he plans to later implement into some warfare tech that will then get watered down into something stupid like a Meta hat.
The Trump administration has told employers across the United States of America to begin the process of firing hundreds of thousands of foreign-born workers. So heads up, especially if you or a loved one are here on temporary protected status. The Department of Homeland Security has informed employers in the United States of America that it is time for them to start letting go workers here on TPS. That means workers from places like Haiti, Syria, Myanmar, and elsewhere. These individuals fled their home countries due to civil war, unrest, and more. Persecution, and they were receiving temporary protected status here in the United States of America. They were working at American employers, providing for their families, and now they're going to be let go, as the Department of Homeland Security is essentially saying we're not going to extend their status here in the United States of America, and so you, as the employer, you have to start firing them. Be aware that this is about to happen. Spread the word. Follow along for all the news you need to know about. More to come.
So if you're a passenger in the car in the state of Ohio and the driver gets pulled over, you as the passenger are now required to give the police your ID. All passengers. That's a law that just passed on this past Tuesday, July 7th. Let me read what it says here regarding.
That could be a pro and a con.
Ohio House Bill 492, signed into law July 7th, requires drivers and passengers to provide their names, address, and date of birth to police when pulled over for a traffic violation.
That's why you stay out of the cars. Especially if the people don't know how to drive or follow the rules of the road. They create the roads, they create the rules in the roads, they create the cars, they create the rules of inside and outside of the car. If you're not going to follow directions, you stay out of the cars, which is why I walk everywhere. Most of the time, if I can't get there, I may take a car, I may get a ride, but most of the time I walk places. Obviously, right? Let alone the cars fuck up the environment, right? Also, while you're driving, it fucks up your mental health. Also, it takes you away from the natural air, unless you got a convertible or you drive with the windows down, when most people don't. You know, there's a lot of problems with cars. There's a lot of problems with a lot of this stuff. It's just facts. I walk a lot, and when I walk, I see thousands of people just driving in their cars, and I'm just like, wow. I remember one day I added up each car, not every car, but most cars, and I just said, okay, that's $250 on insurance, that's another $250, that's another $250, that's another $250, that's $300 on that one, that's $400 on insurance on that one, that's $500 on that one, well, that's a new car, that's $600 on that one, and you just add it all up, and then you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And then, oh, they going to the gas station. They're trying to get gas up. That's more tax being paid for that right there. Up, they just hit a bump in the road. Yep, they're going to have to get some new tires. That's more tax coming off on there. It's just a whole system. All right? Whole system.
Refusing to identify oneself is a 4th-degree misdemeanor. The legislation takes effect October of 2026. It says that it's mandatory that drivers and passengers disclose their information. Penalties: refusing to disclose your identifying information is a 4th-degree misdemeanor, carrying a penalty of up to 30 days in jail and a $200 fine. As mentioned, this was signed into law on July 7th and becomes effective 90 days after signing. So, before, if a driver got pulled over, the passenger wasn't required to show ID. But now, the driver, along with all of its passengers, are now required to show ID when pulled over in the state of Ohio. I thought I would just share.
Everybody talking about they're not going to Ohio. They said won't be driving through Ohio, won't be visiting Ohio. There's something more to that. I know some more stuff will come out, but it's something more to...
Well, obviously, if they do it in one state, they're going to do it in multiple states. So it starts in one state and they branches off in other states. Be like, you know what? We're going to do it too. And that's what happens. That's what happens. They start in one state, just like legalizing weed. It starts in one state, then it branches off to other states. So eventually, in 20 years from now, all states are requiring it. It's something more to that. Duh. Duh. One car company did electric, now the other ones want to do electric. Duh. One car company puts cameras in their cars, now the other companies want to do it. Duh. Are y'all not understanding what's going on? Are you not seeing what's going on? Duh. It's a rat race. Duh. You ain't gonna be driving through no state after a while.
To that, because like I said,
if you scared,
it could be a pro, but it could be a con too. Oh, somebody even said, what if you're a Lyft passenger?
You gotta show your ID. What you mean? You're in the car. What kind of question is that? If the Lyft driver gets pulled over, you gotta show your ID too. And then they gonna question about where you was going. Duh. It's like, are you using the full brain, or are you just like, all right, what's going on with y'all? What kind of questions y'all asking? Rhetorical questions. The police gonna follow the law. They're not going off of, oh, you're in a Lyft, I don't have to get your ID. Yes, I do. They're gonna get everybody ID. You're in the car, there's people in the back, everybody ID, let me see it. It's pretty much that simple. Duh. Like, come on, man. Y'all steady want somebody else to think for y'all, bro. Come on. Y'all can't be this slow.
come out, but it's somewhere to that. Because like I said, it could be a pro, but it could be a con too. Ooh, somebody even said, what if you're a Lyft passenger? Dang. Cricket. Okay, who's that guy?
Answer the question, right?
Not Lamar, the other guy.
Why didn't he say anything?
Yeah, I don't.
He did answer the question. No answer is an answer. See what I'm saying, bro? Like, what is going on with y'all, bro? What is going on with y'all, bro? Can you not read in between the lines? Is blood not a gang? Is there not Crips? Is Illuminati? It don't matter what the name is, y'all. It don't matter what the name is. Huh. The name doesn't matter, y'all. The principles, the morals, the rules, the regulations is what matters. The name don't matter. Is religion not Illuminati? Or what? Are y'all stupid or what? Are Freemasons not Illuminati? Is religion not Freemason? Or are y'all dumb or what? It's all together. They're all the same thing. Are y'all stupid or what? When the girls get together and they have their coffee and tea, is that not Illuminati? Is that not a cult? Where they sit and talk? It's the same thing. Whether they got a name for the group or not, they still they get together and they still talk. It's Illuminati. It's all the same stuff. Oh, I didn't know they was getting together on Sunday and they was drinking coffee after church. Whether you knew they were or not, it's still the same thing. Y'all don't use y'all brains, huh? Nah, ain't no way y'all use y'all brains. It don't matter if he says something or not. An answer was already given. You already knew the answer before you even asked him. It was a rhetorical question. Oh, man. Fucking stupid people, bro. It's ridiculous how stupid y'all is. And then because of his contract, the terms and conditions he signed, of course he's not going to be able to say something. He's a celebrity. Of course he's not going to say nothing. Duh. He's not trying to get kicked off his team or he's not trying to lose his sponsorships. Duh. Why you even put the man in the predicament when you already know the answers to the question? The better question would be, how can we change this? How can we stop this? How can we all get together and create change? That's a better question. Y'all still asking rhetorical questions. Like y'all don't already have the answer.
Why did he brush him off and act like he didn't hear what he
contract
said? Right? You know why. You know why. Stop playing with me, son. This is for interesting purpose only. I don't know what the hell is going on over there, but you shouldn't be asking questions like that because it really doesn't matter. Shut up!
That's what I'm saying. He shouldn't be asking questions like that because it really don't matter. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. The only thing people need to be asking is, how can we fix this? How can we change this? That's it.
Lamar Odom is down to HW. He's under.
Yeah.
He can't say anything. The other guy should never asked him that. He knew he wasn't going to get an answer. Stop playing with me, Sinister. I can't I got you. No time. Shut up. But I tell you one thing. If anybody ever asks me a question like that, I'm going to say, what does that have to do with you and your life, bro? Worry about yourself.
If the world's richest billionaires suddenly try to flee the country all at once, an elite tracking system will now trigger an apocalypse alarm.
Oh?
An American programmer has officially launched the Apocalypse Early Warning System.
That's what I'm talking
the
about.
concept is simple. It monitors the exact flight data of over 11,000 private jets owned by the world's elite. The system filters out normal air traffic to isolate the specific transponders of tech moguls and politicians. If the tracker detects a sudden, massive swarm of billionaire jets all taking off at the exact same time, the alarm jumps to level 5, which is called duck and cover. We already know elites are obsessed with apocalypse insurance. Mark Zuckerberg has a fortified compound with a massive underground bunker in Hawaii, and OpenAI executives have literally admitted they plan to build bunkers before unleashing advanced AI. Unsurprisingly, billionaires are biting back. Elon Musk famously banned flight trackers on X, and the US Congress is currently reviewing a privacy act to hide private jet broadcast data from the public. If the billionaires lose their privacy, we get a front row seat to their escape route. If the alarm goes off, where are you heading? Let us know in the comments.
That privacy word triggered a little bit, because y'all see the stuff that they're pushing out with, like digital IDs, the cashless system, all these things that they're pushing out, because it is an invasion of privacy. But the elites want privacy. No, if we don't get privacy, y'all don't get privacy either.
Right. So what Tom asked me this morning, and he said he told you at Davos, was he thought you should make a list of his work, he said, yes, but who has IOUs to you? Is that who's out of the people in the past who you think you're close to? He said he really wanted you to make this list of, this person owes me a favor, this person owes me his life, this person owes me his job, this person owes me...
Yeah, okay.
And so you got to work it backwards and say, here is my, instead of thinking about what the opportunities are first, because right now you're focused on opportunities. I need you to focus on your personal balance sheet in terms of competences. What's your real strengths? What's the liability? One of the liabilities is you're 71 years old, so you can't be in a business that takes 20 years to make money. You have to make money in the next 3 years. So people, competence, things. So I talked to Ian yesterday. I asked him to come. He flew in from London. He's for an hour. That's his impression from the... So same thing. Because he's very connected to Samsung. Very. Samsung. Korean. Samsung. Yes. Very. They pay him $3 million a year.
Just to make PR?
Yes. He has 10 companies like that now. Okay? So he said there's this company called Lookout. He said he mentioned it to you. LOOKOUT.
You told me.
Yep. He thinks they'll pay you a couple of $1 million to be on the board.
Yeah. That would be good.
I understood. He thought there was two cyber companies, Lookout, and even though I know Peter, I've never met Peter Thiel. And everybody says he sort of jumps around and acts sort of strange, like he's on drugs.
Yeah. He looks under drugs.
However, he has a company called Palantir. Pallen. TIER. Palantir is Peter Thiel's company. And Lookout.
Palantir, PALANTIER?
Yes.
That was not how you spell it.
How you write THIELL?
THIEL.
Yeah. LLY.
No. THIELL.
That's a 3-hour conversation. That's crazy.
Okay.
But we only get a snippet.
So he thought that Peter would put you on the board of Palantir. Peter Thiel is one of the best. I've never met him. He's going to come here next week. So I wanted to talk to him after I talked to you. He Andreessen. It's called Andreessen Horowitz. Andreessen Horowitz, that's what they pay Larry $1 million a year.
Do y'all know these people that they're talking about? Because I don't.
ANDREE.
People know the Palantir guy that he's referring to.
And Horowitz.
And Howard.
HORO. Horowitz. Horowitz.
Horowitz.
Yes.
What they are, lobbyists. What they are doing?
They are the biggest venture capital people in Silicon Valley.
But bigger than Sequoia or Kleiner Perkins?
These are the new Kleiner Perkins. Everybody, these are the smart boys. So those two companies right away, in terms of, I said that we need now, in the next 3 weeks, if you're going to leave.
So I was looking in the comment section because I'm like, okay, what exactly are they talking about? Because this is a 3-hour clip. This person said, I clipped this from the 3-hour long conversation between Epstein and the Barack guy. This is the part where he's telling Barack to make a list of IOUs for when he's out of office as Prime Minister of Israel. He also tells the Barack man about Peter and the Palantir for the first time. But somebody had also mentioned that, basically, long story short, that he wanted to get these people on the plane and get them to his island so these people would be forever in the ex-prime minister's debt, because Epstein is linked to Mossad, which is Israeli's intelligence. So that's what this clip was about. And that was just a fraction of the whole 3-hour conversation that he was having with this man.
Donald Trump has left instructions for his own death. This afternoon, the president has confirmed he has left a letter for Vice President J.D. Vance. In the event of his death, in the event Iran were to assassinate Donald Trump, J.D. Vance is instructed, according to Trump, to them like we've never seen before. The exact quote is to bomb them at levels they've never seen before. And it comes as a Trump Lego effigy has been burned in Tehran, the capital of Iran.
What the heck?
It comes as Kill Trump signs are plastered all over downtown Tehran as millions come out to mourn the late Ayatollah Khamenei. And while here in the United States, Trump acknowledges that Iran may be planning to kill him. So much so that he did not take the newly minted Qatari Air Force One jet from Turkey back home. Why? Because of security concerns. And now Trump has made plans for if he were to die. Follow for more.
Did Israeli operatives really plant bombs inside of American libraries, cinemas, post offices, and railway stations in order to manipulate the United States into going to war with Egypt? The answer, of course, is yes. In 1954, Israeli intelligence recruited Jewish operatives in Egypt to carry out terrorist bombings against American and British civilian targets, planning to blame the attacks on Egyptian nationalists. The goal was to convince the United States and Britain to keep their troops stationed in Egypt to protect Israel. Israel at the time had just slaughtered Arab women and children, poisoned wells used for drinking water, formally expelled over 60,000 Palestinians, destroyed villages, and committed sexual violence on a massive scale. All of these events were acknowledged by even Israeli historians. Egypt, having witnessed these atrocities, was trying to prevent the creation of the State of Israel. Israel could not win a war against Egypt, so Israeli intelligence set out to massacre American and British civilians, planning to blame the attacks on Egyptians in order to manipulate the United States and Britain into fighting Egypt on Israel's behalf. But their plan backfired. The bombs were meant to explode in the evening when the theaters would have been packed with American and British civilians and their children. But one of the bombs exploded prematurely. Because of this, the Egyptian authorities discovered the Israeli operation and arrested the Israeli operatives. Egypt held them accountable, hanging 2 of the Israeli operatives and throwing the rest in prison. But what did the United States do in response to Israel attempting to murder American civilians? They did absolutely nothing. This was the beginning of a relationship that would cost America vast amounts of blood and treasure for decades to come. A relationship that would create deep divisions between the government and its own people, with the American public losing out every single time their interests conflicted with Israel's.
Wait, it's moving. Copy. Back up. Crab's leaving the rack.
heading to starboard. Dust cloud coming in.
I know it's fake.
Still getting good feed. Look at the size of the thing.
Bioluminescent cycling fluid violet.
AI is getting out of hand.
Record.
Still spinning faster than before.
Keeping distance, that glows pulsing like a heartbeat.
Recording steady, we won't get any closer.
People who spend long periods of time at home and slowly lose the desire to go outside often think they're just resting. But psychologically, many of them are experiencing something called mental rumination. It's a state where the brain starts slowing down while the number of thoughts inside keeps increasing. The motivation to do anything slowly disappears. The mind gets stuck in the past, worries about the future, and burns itself out. This isn't laziness. It's a nervous system stuck in survival mode, and the longer it lasts, the more distant normal life begins to feel. And the difficult part is that you usually can't escape it through one massive burst of motivation. And sometimes recovery starts with just one small step.
I'm not gonna lie, it's getting pretty expensive going outside though. Like, you're at least spending $100, $50 to $100 a day going outside. I know everyone was in their...
It's a lie. You can go outside without spending money. That's a choice. I go outside every day. Like, the fuck? It takes no money to go outside and chill outside. The problem is y'all got shiny syndrome. When y'all get outside, y'all don't know what to do, so y'all feel bored, so y'all end up spending money on activities and entertainment other than just sitting outside. Like, sometimes I just sit in the driveway, lay in the grass, go take a walk, go to the park. It takes no money. Sit with God, literally. But y'all don't know how to do that. Y'all gotta be entertained 24/7. Y'all gotta be on the phones. Y'all gotta be talking to somebody, texting somebody. Y'all gotta be scrolling through something. Y'all gotta be eating something. That's y'all. It literally takes no money to go outside. You can go outside whenever you want to. So stop lying to people, Perky. Stop with the propaganda, please. It's all propaganda, y'all. The fact that y'all can't go outside and just sit in nature and just chill with God, that's the problem. Ridiculous. Like, go outside and throw the football around with the kids. Go play in the water. Go play a water gun fight with your family. Like, go have fun. So many things you may have to pay a price, but sometimes you only got to pay the price one time.
Season of we outside. No, we inside where it's free. Yeah, we have everything.
It's not free inside. You still got to pay rent. You got to pay for electricity. For you to use that computer, don't you got to pay for electricity? For you to charge your phone up and then listen to your music or whatever else you want to listen to, don't you got to pay for that? I think Perkyy a bot, y'all. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm starting to think she a bot.
At home.
Taco Bell stores across the country in various states are starting to remove certain ingredients off their menu because of the explosive diarrhea outbreak that we're seeing across the country. So as you know, there's this explosive diarrhea parasite going on. Over 1,000 cases in Michigan, hundreds in New York. Over 17 states across the country have explosive diarrhea right now. And folks I've spoken to, well, it's explosive. So now Taco Bell, out of an abundance of caution in many stores, including in Detroit, are pulling certain ingredients, including, for example...
That been happening. Maybe 15 years ago you can get you Taco Bell and be straight, but that been happening. That's not something new. And again, you can't eat the food that they provide y'all because it's not food. It's shit. It's literally poop. So that's why it comes out the way it does, because it's shit. You don't put Taco Bell in the church. You don't take Taco Bell inside the church. So if the body is the kingdom, is the temple of God, why would you put Taco Bell inside of it? Make it make sense. That's called animal sacrifice. Literally. That's like people that go to Cookout knowing damn well that shit gonna mess your tummy up. People that go to Burger King, they knowing damn well that shit gonna mess your tummy up. It's been doing that since they created the shit. Bro. This is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, y'all so dang retarded.
Pico de gallo, guacamole, onions, lettuce, lots of fresh produce, because this parasitic infection, many people believe, can come from food. And while they still don't know what the cause of the outbreak is, Taco Bell is saying, you know what, we don't want to get anyone else sick. So just be aware. By the way, the Trump administration literally stopped programs to monitor this parasitic infection, but I digress. Spread the word. Follow along, stay updated on all the news you need to know about. More to come soon.
Y'all, the earphones is out, so y'all know what that means. That is the end of this video, but I do want to comment on that last one. Now, when it comes to Taco Bell, I know a lot of people's stomachs get upset eating it. I have never been the one that has experienced that, but I've known a lot of people where they're like, Taco Bell, they call it Taco H-E-L-L, because basically it sends them to the restroom because of the ingredients and stuff that it contains. So they deal with, you know, like the diarrhea or the bad stomach, or they just got to use the restroom really bad because of it. So the thing is this new, or is this just been ongoing for a long time? Because a lot of people have been dealing.
It's been going on for a long time. Like, essentially, all the shit is going to end up coming out of your body. It has to. The body doesn't need it. It's not required. The reason why you're not experiencing it is because you have a gut. Which means when you eat, your food sits on top of the other food that's already still there. Once you lose your gut, you're going to see what we're talking about. You have a gut, literally. I know you do. Like, obviously. See y'all in the next video, bro. Like I said, if y'all want me to cut these videos apart, we can cut them apart. But she is part of the system. We out, y'all. Make sure y'all put God first. Peace.